How long should your sales presentation be? Some people say that, as evidenced by its popularity as a format for selling ideas, it should be just as long as a typical TED Talk. This is Coach Leon sharing with you ideas on how to become a more persuasive sales professional. And this is the second episode of the High Performing Sales Professional. More to come every Monday at 4 p.m. TED curator Chris Anderson is quoted as saying 18 minutes it's short enough to hold people's attention and precise enough to be taken seriously. So is 18 minutes the ideal length of a presentation? Now, some of you may be thinking, hey, wait, the last sales meeting I had introducing a new product, I spent over an hour with my client, with my prospect. That's over 60 minutes. So first, let's clarify what we're talking about here. We're talking about just the formal, prepared portion of your presentation, of your meeting. See, where you have the floor, where the client is expecting you to speak. We're not including here, the chit-chat or the question and answer and negotiations after your presentation. So how long should that prepared bit be? My opinion, it should only be as long as how long you can keep your stage presence up and how you can keep your prospects' attention on you, given your presentation skills and how interesting your material is. And, that's not a very long time for most salespeople. You see, over the last 10 years, I've given a lot of workshops where I've asked participants across multiple industries to create presentations on the current products and services that they sell. Then, I give them build-up drills, practice rounds, rehearsal before their final presentation. I'm there to observe, how long can they keep their stage presence up and how long can they keep their audience, their peers in the workshop interested. Most can keep the presentation energy up for about 4 to 5 minutes. So for most salespeople, I would recommend scripting their presentation for just about 4 to 5 minutes. So go over your presentation, time it, edit it to last about 4 to 5 minutes, then practice repeatedly to the level where at the end of that presentation, you stop on a high. Your audience is not, yawning. And as you get better at presenting, you can extend this to a few more minutes. But at the start, keep it to 4 to 5 minutes. That's enough time. You see, it takes effort to listen, especially to new ideas leading to a new course of action. And that's what we communicate when we sell. We're basically asking the prospects to go through a different path. Now, his brain, unfortunately, is a voracious energy burner. As the prospect's brain takes in new information, the brain cells are working, they're using energy, and it leads to mental exhaustion. So your prospect's brain will eventually fatigue and stop listening. That's why we need to plan out what we have to say and keep the duration within a range where we can keep interest high. The TED Talks organization has over 30 years of experience with presentations. So it should know what works and what doesn't. They allow speakers to talk to a maximum of 18 minutes in length. Now remember, 18 minutes, these are for platform speakers. They're pros. Many of them are polished keynote speakers who charge tens of thousands of dollars, US dollars, to speak. So, on a side note, I watched a Bill Gates presentation. TED Talks, he only used 10 minutes back in 2013. Okay? Now, I have an awesome quote here from this book from Oren Klaff, an investment banker who routinely presents to wealthy venture capitalists in the US, asking for millions of dollars. Okay? So, let me read. In 1953, molecular biologists James Watson and Francis Crick introduced the world to the double helix DNA structure. I don't know what the hell that is. But anyway, That was the so-called secret of life, which was widely considered to be the most important scientific discovery in the 20th century. That was the most important scientific discovery in the 20th century. The presentation earned Watson and Crick the Nobel Prize. And what is most striking about this accomplishment is that the full presentation takes just 5 minutes to read aloud. That's the complete presentation. Introducing the secret of life, explaining it in detail, and showing how it works. And that won them the Nobel Prize. So, if a 5-minute presentation is enough to win you a Nobel Prize, I think it's long enough to close you a sale. So again, this is Coach Leon, and I will see you on the next episode. Have a great selling week ahead.